the Colts continue to struggle with their veteran quarterback that gives them the best chance to win. Let's go ahead and get to it.
We some Indiana moves. We some Indiana moves. We some Indiana moves. I'm an Indiana move. We don't think 1, 2, 3. We make the f***ing rules this time. No more talk. Just win. Let's go.
Touchdown! I-N-D-Y! Anthony Richardson.
All right. Once again, the Colts offense looks terrible. Like, we're just going to get straight to it. The decision to put in Joe Flacco as the starting quarterback looks to be one of the worst decisions ever made in the history of the Colts. Like, we've now lost 3 games in a row. I think we're pretty much out of the playoff picture at this point. And Joe Flacco kind of looks lost out there. And for a veteran quarterback, for the guy that gives us the best chance to win at this point, it doesn't look great. It looks terrible. The very first pass on offense was a pick 6. Their very next drive, another interception. And then there was a fumble. And it's just like, this is very frustrating. Very frustrating. And it wasn't the fact that he threw another interception I forgot about. But he also threw at least 2 interceptions that were dropped by the Buffalo Bills. Like, the problem that people had with AR is that his completion percentage was low. With Joe Flacco, he's completing over 65% of his passes. But we are taking that completion percentage and losing everything else. We're losing our effectiveness in the run game. We're losing explosive plays. We're losing the ability to make special plays at the quarterback position. And you can see that watching the Bills on offense, watching Josh Allen. Like, our defense did a pretty good job. Like, they did a great job containing Josh Allen for the most part, turning him over a bunch of times, stopping that offense on 4th down, making it hard for him to get into the red zone and make plays. But Josh Allen, with his mobility and his arm strength, sometimes he's just going to make those plays. And you can't do anything about it because he's an alien out there. He's got the physical traits. He's got the repetitions. He's had the practice. He's had the experience. And you can only do so much to contain Josh Allen. Like, I'm not going to blame the defense. I'm not going to blame Gus Bradley for anything when it comes to Josh Allen making big plays, because no one can stop Josh Allen, really. He's one of those guys. And it's got to be, it's frustrating for me as a Colts fan looking at him do what he's doing, knowing that we have a guy on our sideline that could potentially be better than that. So, I don't know. The run game looked a little bit better today, but for the most part, it just wasn't effective in the second half. Joe Flacco has had 6 turnovers in the last 2 starts. I mean, not a lot of good stuff to say about the offense. Oh, excuse me. Joe Flacco completed 74% of his passes for 272 yards. And this is, again, the worst output offensively that we've had this year. The Titans game, the Vikings game, and now this game are now our worst offensive games in terms of yardage. And almost like, I don't know what the plan is. I'm frustrated. I know people in the group chat are frustrated, and I know fans, they were frustrating because they were booing the offense as they were coming off of the field. So I can only imagine what it's like in that locker room. I'm sure the players are frustrated. I just don't know how much longer people are going to take this and how much longer people are going to withstand this, fans and players alike. I don't know how you can go and look in that locker room and say, hey, Joe Flacco is the guy that gives us the best chance to win, even though he's turning the ball over at an impressive rate right now. Like, it'd be one thing if Anthony Richardson went out there and turned the ball over, but Anthony Richardson is not getting sacked 4 times. And if he is getting sacked 4 times, Some of those plays he's going to make. He's going to evade some of those sacks. He's going to turn some of those negative plays into positive plays. Joe Flacco can't do that. If Joe Flacco's getting pressured, or if the defense if there's a free rusher, he's cooked. The offensive, it's all cooked. He can't make any types of plays outside of structure or outside of the pocket the way Anthony Richardson can. And if they value completion percentage, if Shane Steichen values completion percentage that much, then ride it out with Joe Flacco, I guess. But if you want explosive plays, big yardage, and a better running game, you can, at least with AR, you can at least say, okay, he can improve. We can take some things and build on that and improve as the season progresses. With Joe Flacco, there is no improvement for him. There is no future. Joe Flacco's not going to be our quarterback next year. He might not be anybody's quarterback next year. He could be out of the league. He could be retired. So I say I'd give it until the bye week. Honestly, I know we got the Jets next week. I don't know who we have after that, or if our bye week is that week. But at some point, this can't continue. It can't continue to be this. But on a positive, I kind of spoke on this on a previous video that, you know, A.D. Mitchell was pretty much producing at the same rate as Michael Pittman was, with fewer snaps, and that he deserved to get more snaps because Michael Pittman is hurt. And 80 showed up and he produced. He had like 7 catches for like 60 yards or something like that. And for a rookie that's still trying to get his feet wet and trying to get his feet under him and learn how to be an NFL receiver, that's a great start for him. And that was a great game from him against a pretty solid defense. So hopefully as the years go on, he'll be able to get more playing time and be able to show what he can do and show why he was a high second-round draft pick. Jonathan Taylor obviously showed up and showed out for the first half. He had 100 yards in the first half. And then after that, only got, I think, maybe 20 more yards after that. And that's kind of just like, all right, well, we're not going to let him beat us. Joe Flacco's going to have to beat us. And Joe Flacco proceeded to throw up all over himself. One thing that I've kind of been saying the entire year is that Gus Bradley is going to get fired. I called that pretty early. I think I said it in week 3 that Gus Bradley was going to get fired. At this point, Gus Bradley's going to get fired at the end of the year, and I'm going to be sad about it because he's kind of been putting on a clinic the last few weeks. As far as turning people over, getting touchdowns on defense, getting more sacks, kind of shutting running lanes down and passing lanes down, and just doing a good job overall coaching up this defense. These last 3 games, you cannot look at Gus Bradley and say you need to do more. That side of the ball needs to do more because they've done damn near everything they can to keep the Colts in these games. And the Colts offense just hasn't done anything. They haven't done anything. And I don't know. It's frustrating. And I'm curious to see how much longer this Joe Flacco thing goes. Very curious. And if we're out of the playoff picture and they continue to roll with Joe Flacco for the rest of the year, I'm pretty much going to tap out. Like, I'm not going to continue to watch that team anymore play because there's no point, because Joe Flacco is just not the future of anybody's football team. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about this game, and should we start looking at mock drafts? Peace.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.